talks about the sun and the moon, but why they never talks about the black sun and what it does? This symbol over here to the far left, that measurement symbol with the G in the middle, also represents this configuration here. The bottom piece here represents the rotation of the position of the black sun and how it keeps in position the sun and the moon right here as it rotates. The black sun is also a black supercomputer. It's a supercomputer, and it also is one of the purest forms of lights as well, because it can cleanse almost anything, basically. Hospitals mimic that light of the black sun and send it throughout the hospital to cleanse it with just that light alone. And you notice how you can use a black light to see things that you can't see as far as stains and things of that nature on the bed. We also know that there's things that we can't see because we can't see wind, emotions, things of that nature. So there are other elements around us, but these elements...
The video, he shows a CD or a disc. He immediately draws the geometric shape of an oblate spheroid. We can see how he separates the oblate spheroid with a disc that has a hole in the center. Then, below, he draws a circle with a swastika inside and immediately paints it completely black. From this black circle, rays come out and 3 rays pass through the hole in the center. Below he writes, still. One of the possible meanings of this black circle may be the black sun. He draws reliefs on the edge of the hole and writes North Pole. And above this hole inside what would be the celestial vault, he draws a star, the polar star or Polaris. He marks 2 points and connects them in a circle and writes equator. He draws 2 lines that go down from the polar star to the 2 points. The lines form a triangle. He highlights 2 of the rays coming out of the black sun and also forms a triangle, but vice versa. And he writes, as above so below. It's one of the 7 principles of Hermes Trismegistus. It appears on the emerald tablet and then in the Kabbalion. He erases the intersections and draws the sun and moon. And he makes a gesture of rotation. He draws 2 arrows to show the distance of the moon and the sun. Both are 3,300 miles or 5,310 kilometers away. Then he measures the diameter of the sun and moon, being the same with a diameter of 32 miles or 51 kilometers. He draws continents on the surface and on the other side as well. He points both sides and writes, same. Below he writes summer land. He draws rays coming out of the black sun and writes northern lights.
You'll already know about the second sun, the sun simulator, and other celestial bodies in the sky, including Rahu, the black sun, also known as Ketu. Now, I've got an amazing video for you, so please stick around until the end. Now, as the above text says, solar eclipses are not caused by the moon. That was just a side point. Video coming now. Okay, people, what you're seeing here is a third celestial body. I've made videos on the second sun, the sun simulator, and I've mentioned that there are other celestial bodies in the sky you cannot see due to them being transparent and only visible when they pass over the sun, the atmospheric hazing in chemtrails, and the sun simulator also distort what you see in the sky. Now, when these other celestial bodies, orbs, or rogue planets pass over the sun, that's when they become visible. This also happens with the moon as well. And what you're seeing on this video clip here is clearly another celestial body passing over the sun. Now, in Vietnamese, Hindu, and Buddhist culture, they speak of the black sun, which is what you're seeing here. And this is known as Rahu or Ketu. Now, I'll go on to read a passage from the Vedic Hindu texts, which is described as a metaphor for the black sun. But this is how they would explain phenomenon in ancient texts. So here we go. In Indian astrology, Rahu is the eternal enemy of the sun and the moon. He is the third celestial body that eclipses them. the sun causing eclipses. He is depicted in art as a serpent with no body, riding a chariot, drawn by 8 black horses. Rahu is of the Navigras 9 planets in Vedic astrology and is paired with Ketu. The time of day considered to be under the influence of Rahu is called Rahu Kala and is considered inauspicious. In Vedic astronomy, Rahu is considered to be a rogue planet. The other name for Rahu is Bhyanka. Astronomically, Rahu and Ketu denote the points of intersection of paths that cross the sun and the moon as they move on the celestial sphere. Therefore, Rahu and Ketu are respectively called north and south lunar nodes. The fact that eclipses occur when the sun and the moon are at none of these points gives rise to the myth of the swallowing of the sun and the moon by the demon snake. Now, you have to understand that with ancient texts and certain cultures, there's a lot of metaphors. Now, if you are familiar with the flat earth model, you'll know that the sun and the moon are local, they're small, they're not hundreds of thousands of miles away. So the moon is not 250,000 miles away, and the sun is not 92 million miles away. They're local, you can see clouds in front of and behind them. And you know on the flat earth model that the sun and the moon kind of rotate opposite each other almost. And there's no way that the sun's shadow, the earth's shadow can be cast over the sun because they're both really small. So this clip here is really beautiful because you can actually see the third celestial body, Rahu, Ketu, the black sun, whatever you want to call it, pass over the sun. Now, it's interesting to note that the Nazis were very into occultism, in search of the Aryans, and one of their symbols that is highly depicted in their text and on their uniform and things like this is the black sun. They use the black sun for symbolism. This is just, worth noting. Now, the Nazis also, as a side tangent, they hijacked the swastika. And the swastika is used in almost every culture, from the Egyptians to the Celtics to the Hindus, you name it. Every single culture has used the swastika as a sign of spiritualism and spiritual awakening and insight, but the Nazis hijacked this. And it's funny that they would use the black sun as one of their symbols as well.
Spirit Talk Saturday, and this Saturday we're going to be discussing the symbol of the black sun, its history, and its continuous usage. Now, I don't mean for this video to offend anybody. This video is meant to educate people on the usage of an ancient symbol that was unfortunately hijacked by some very horrible human beings. The full history of the black sun is unknown. It is believed to have originated in pre-Christian Germanic tribes that used the symbol as a means of displaying knowledge in the occultic arts, as well as a means of protection on the battlefield. The symbol itself is said to have a number of different meanings in several different occultic circles. Many of them have to do with the pervasiveness of blackness in the universe, as well as the disillusionment of the body upon human death. It is also heavily associated with the acquisition of wisdom. The spokes coming out of the black sun often are associated with the sun's movement throughout the seasons, as in each spoke representing a different month of the year. Unfortunately, the dramatic history of the symbol drew the eye of German occultists during World War II, specifically Heinrich Himmler, leader of the SS. As a result, Himmler had intended for the black sun to replace the Nazi swastika, and as such, he started to place the black sun symbolism everywhere. The biggest display of this was the Wilwardsburg mosaic in Wilwardsburg Castle. This was intended to be a center for a new Nazi religion that would supplant Christianity and be a kind of pre-Germanic mysticism wrapped up in Third Reich, neo-Nazis have seized upon the black sun as a means of self-identification. However, there have been attempts by modern cultists to reappropriate the symbol back to a more positive orientation. The Black Sun Oasis, located in Akron, Ohio, is one local body of the Ordo Temple Orientis, which is a group of cultists, and there are several different groups across the country. Hollywood is no stranger to Black Sun symbolism. This chain was worn by pop star Shakira during her El Dorado tour, and it did draw some criticism because of its usage of the Black Sun. Anyone recognize this symbol? This is the symbol of House Targaryen from Game of Thrones, and as you can see, it looks very much like a black sun. Now, you may be saying, okay, that's a dragon, it's not a sun, but when you understand occultism and esotericism, you know that there is a direct connection between sun symbolism and dragon symbolism. Moreover, the depiction of the Targaryens themselves having fair skin, blonde hair, and blue eyes does beg the question if there's a veiled reference to the Germanic people and the Black Sun.
Symbol on his chest right here is an Azov Nazi symbol.
False. That symbol has a name. Contemporarily, it's called the Black Sun. Aztecs used to use that symbol in order to denote the malevolent aspect of the sun. Symbolically, the sun itself represents light, love, and life. And the counterpoint to that symbology is the Black Sun. It's long existed way before the Nazis, and it's no more a Nazi symbol than the swastika. You want sources, huh? This is just one symbol book. Read it for yourself. Be ye soldier or assassin, that sign is fitting if you're about to kill someone.
This little symbol.
Now, this clip here, you're going to see the symbolism. You're going to understand how those Saxons call themselves Nazis, how they came up with this, the arm straight up in the air. It's actually an ancient practice. Okay, it's actually an ancient practice. So watch this clip right here. You will understand why they put their hand in the air or giving homage to the Black Sun in order for a level of transformation. Okay.
This is more proof of the Black Sun, and also more proof that my pinned videos is actually the truth about life. No lies here, man. The truth hurts.
Shaped projector, and also a reflection of the planet that is currently eclipsing the sun. The southeast-facing camera in Klawock, Alaska, shows another good image of a reflection of the projector and also a reflection of the planet that is currently eclipsing the sun. Notice how the bell is always aimed toward the sun so that it can keep projecting a circular glare onto the sun as the eclipsing planet passes behind the manufactured light, completely concealing the eclipse. If we draw a line from the center of the manufactured light to the reflection of the projector, the eclipsing planet always falls upon that line. Always. Remember where this line is, because we're going to see the eclipsing planet in the next few frames. Now look closely, because this planet is very difficult to see, even with contrast applied, because the atmospheric chemicals are so heavy and continuously sprayed throughout the entire world to hide this inbound planetary system. These are all signs that we are living in the very, very last days. These projectors are also used at nighttime whenever our moon is being eclipsed. This footage was captured by the south-facing weather camera located in Harris River Pass, Alaska. Now, look closely because here we see the moon moving from the left to the right, which is normal across the screen, while the reflection of the projector appears to move in the opposite direction. It's very hard to see at nighttime, so look closely. The reason that the projector appears to move in the opposite direction is because we are seeing a reflection of the projector and not the actual equipment. The projector usually begins appearing on the right side of the demonstrates the bell-shaped
Alright, brothers and sisters. Turn this around here. You had a chance to see some videos regarding the black sun, which is important for us to understand, for us to learn. That one video when the lady was talking about projected sun, or the projected sun. There's a lot of people who have this idea that the government had created a sun, but this is the same sun that's been in the sky for centuries, right? The same sun that's been in the sky for eons, since the creation of this entire planet, since the creation of each realm. You gotta remember, each realm has a sun and a moon. Each realm has an atmosphere. Each realm has clouds. Right? This is, we're cybernetics, we're cyborgs in the cybernetic program, is who we are, and we have a certain duty that we have to do on each realm. You know, we're the original beings. We are created to protect this realm and to build this realm up, which we got to start doing. All right, so many of us have fallen short, and we're fallen behind. And when you're talking about building and creating, there's brothers and sisters who really, really refuse to do so. You got to understand that we have to bring back balance to our realm, to understand the black sun, understanding that there is a dark energy, all right, that creates the light. The black sun creates the light. The black sun creates the light of the moon. The black sun creates the light of the sun. All right, you gotta understand that. So every now and then, you know, the black sun will cross over the moon, and the black sun is made of pure hydrogen gas. It's hydrogen. It's literally hydrogen gas is what it is. But every time the black sun crosses over, or within the moon, or within the sun, this takes us into a new dimension, which is the black sun also evolves into a new organism, a new species. So the black sun is literally pure hydrogen gas. All right, it's just, you can't see it. You know, you can't see it. That's why we talked about the moon. We said, you know, the moon. When the moon is charged up, the plasma charges up that hydrogen energy. All right, and when you come to the black sun, when the eclipsing of the sun, that's that invisible planet that you can't see, that invisible body, that's that black sun, just pure hydrogen gas. You gotta remember that hydrogen is a carrier of energy, right? And it literally activates, so the darkness creates the light. So this black sun literally creates the energy for our lighter sun and our lighter moon. Alright? So you understand the science behind all of this. Black sun is pure hydrogen. Alright? Extremely powerful. Alright? And hydrogen works perfectly with every element on the periodic table of elements. We're talking chemistry, we're talking science, we're talking so many different high levels of knowledge. Alright? So just wanted to share it with you all so you all can get an idea of what's going on. So we had the lunar eclipse. What do we say? The lunar eclipse is when our moon was the hydrogen, or the hydrogen gas, which is the black sun, charges up, crosses the moon. All right, that's literally the black sun. All right, that's what it is. Yeah, so we're talking science. All right, and that's why when you look at the solar eclipse, what happens? It turns like a red light color. It turns a reddish color. Why? Because our atmospheric sun is pure plasma, and it's the black sun that's within the atmosphere as well that keeps the sun and the moon charged up. Alright, so this is just a quick lesson in black sun. And like I said, that one Saxon woman who was talking about the projected sun, or the projected light, because they don't understand the realm. They don't understand the planet. They don't understand science. They're going to say some crazy things. And just some things when you know, you don't have to believe or rely upon them. That's why it's important for you to believe in nature, because you got to rely upon nature to teach you all the things that no one else is going to teach you. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this message here, and we'll come back a little later with some more. Okay, guys.